Okay, the Coach Basics calls are more now I'm yourself in this yourself again.
Did that work?
Let me see. Now I'm repeating for some reason. Oh, no, it's okay. Good. All right, for some reason when you got on, I started repeating and echoing. It seems to be okay now. All right, well, we're going to get started. And what I was darn it.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure it out. What is going on?
Go ahead for now and everybody mute. Sorry, I just got finished saying that you don't need to. And mute on the phone is *6. Okay. I don't hear any feedback now, so I'm going to go ahead and forge ahead. But I was just saying that on the team calls, more often than not, there will be just like a big block of training, and so the participants end up muting themselves, and that way the recording is clear. On Coach Basics calls, a lot of times my focus is just to make sure that we dig in and help you guys have solutions to whatever your hesitations, fears, problems, objections, whatever is going on at the minute. And so we'll actually talk those things through on a Coach Basics call. So they're quite different. And then I am going to be recording this call, and that way I think there are 3 participants that are not able to be on the call tonight. That way they can listen to it. But I totally appreciate you guys being online on live and making that a priority for you tonight. So with that, I just got off the phone a half an hour ago with the CEO of the company, and that was a big honor to be able to be on the phone with him, and you guys are the first to be able to get a sneak peek at what the conversation was about. I'm in the process of loading a video to put on our team page, so be on the lookout for that. But I just started scrolling through my Facebook messages, sending people just a quick snippet saying, you got to make sure that you help 3 people this month. Make sure you help 3 people this month, because you're going to receive it's going to be access to about over $1,000 worth of workouts for the month of February. Seriously, on February 5th, whoever hits the help 3+ people goal in the month of January gets access to all of these workouts in February. So your customers won't have access to it. All the coaches who did not hit Success Club in the month of February, they won't have access to it. It'll be us. And so that's a huge deal when you're talking about both just being rewarded for your efforts for helping somebody else, and also being able to talk about that on social media and to your friends and family and say, hey, this is brand new. This is something that is brand new that's going on, and I'm being able to participate in this. And so that can create a lot of hype and excitement and following for you and your business, as well as your own personal health, because when you're excited about something new, then you're going to be doing it. And as I was just telling Stephanie that the health of our own coaches and challengers, that is the first priority always. And if your health is not being progressively getting better, and if you're not on the journey and enjoying that journey, then you're not going to be a very successful coach, because you're not excited to talk to anybody about it. So first things first. Okay. Enough about that. I could go on and on about that tonight, because I'm so excited, and yet I'm not allowed to say too much until they release it at Super Saturday. So I should probably stop now. All right. Well, I want to just give a shout out to each one of you, because you guys are trust me, an amazing Coach Basics group. You're all engaging on the page, you're answering the questions, you're doing the work and doing the activities, and that doesn't always happen. So I applaud you. You know, you're probably thinking, well, why not? I signed up for Coach Basics. I'm the one that agreed to do it. But there are people who say that they're going to do things and they don't have the integrity to follow through. And you guys are doing that. And so I applaud you for that. And that really means a lot. And it's very, very enjoyable as a leader to work with people who want to learn and want to be helped. So great, kudos to you. Where you should be right now is at module 2. And if you're ahead of that, great. If you're not quite finished with module 2, that's okay. I believe, let's see, today's Wednesday. So if you're going to finish all 15 modules in your first 30 days, and then you're doing one every 2 days, then you still got a whole nother day to finish up module 2. So you're good. But I always want to try and keep you approximately on track with that so that it doesn't ever become overwhelming. One thing that, if I haven't said it already in some kind of written communication to you, please make sure that you turn off the notifications on your phone. A lot of times, brand new coaches will become really overwhelmed with all of the notifications on Facebook that now that you're in different groups, you're receiving, where you might not have been receiving those sorts of notifications before. And so I want to make sure that you know that you can turn those off. And it doesn't mean that you have to, every time you get a notification, you don't have to rush to Facebook and check it. You don't. You're in charge of when you work the business. Your phone is not, and Facebook is not in charge of you, okay? So please make sure that you take that to heart and don't allow this to run over you. You're in charge. You set your business hours, and then you abide by them because you're your own boss and you're a CEO. You're an important boss. So that is something that I want to make sure that you don't allow that to overwhelm you. The next thing is Evernote. As we move forward in Coach Basics, I'm going to be sending you little files to go into Evernote. And Evernote is, I do discuss it in Coach Basics at some point, like on the modules on my website, but I just in the last month created this beautiful system. After 3 years, I finally discovered I can create this beautiful system to pass on to you coaches in a very clear, easy way. And that way, as I send you things via email, you will be able to click on it and save it directly in Evernote. And that way, it's a duplicable system. I've already done the system for you. All you have to do is save it, and it's right there ready for you to use. So whether that is trying to run a report, whether it's trying to get someone signed up for a challenge pack, whether it's what do I say when I want to invite somebody, what am I going to say when I try and follow up with somebody, you will have all of that there for you. So what you need to do is to set up an account with Evernote. It is free, and it will take you about 2 seconds to go to evernote.com and create an account. Evernote, evernote.com. And then you can put the exact same app on your iPad, on your iPhone, your Android. Make sure that it's on your phone, make sure it's on your tablet, make sure it's on your computer. It's everywhere, and that's the beauty of it. You will have access to your information anywhere you go. And so if somebody asks you a question, hey, what's this about? All you have to do is copy and paste and send them their answer. You can copy and paste links that you've saved. You can copy and paste success stories that you've saved. Everything is going to be there, and we don't have a goal of spending 24/7 on Beachbody. That's not the goal. The goal is to use this business to allow you to live your life in a more fulfilling way. And so the more that you can do in a time-smart manner, the better, okay? So that's about Evernote. There is a list that I've got of things that I want to send you. So if you would like to receive those things, please make sure that you put your email address on our Coach Basics page. And then I will start sending these things to you a little at a time as they're appropriate, you know, as I feel like they're appropriate in our training. That way you can be building your resources on Evernote, okay? I want to talk for a second about the reason that basically the questions that I ask you on our group page, the reason that you joined, and the current fears or hesitations. I used to run Coach Basics a lot different than I do now. And the reason I tell you that is because corporate has, in our online office, you can run a Coach Basics group. You don't have to be a diamond coach. You don't have to be a star diamond coach. You don't have to be an elite coach. Anybody can run Coach Basics. Anybody can take themselves through corporate's Coach Basics. They even have in the online office, you have access to every single post for 60 days. All you have to do is copy and paste it into a group. But what I have found, it's gone through several different lives, I guess you could say. I first did it that way, learned to tweak things and make it my own. And then I created all of the videos on my website for you guys so that some people who are raring and ready to go, they go through all of those videos even before the Coach Basics group starts. They're like done with it before the group even starts. And if you want to speed ahead, then you go right ahead. That's totally fine. The sooner that you get done with those Coach Basics videos on my website, the more clear everything is going to be. And yes, you may need to go back to a couple of them and reference and watch them again, but things will start to click and come into place in your brain. But then what I have discovered is that there are typically, I'd say about 5 common fears or roadblocks that new coaches face. And so last month and this month, I've really basically kind of taken it day by day with my new coaches and worked around those fears. And it's been really successful so far. So whenever you have a hesitation or a fear or a roadblock or an objection, post it on the Coach Basics page, because that allows me to know what you need training on specifically. I'll tell you what a few of them are, and then I'll dig into kind of the responses from that post that we talked about yesterday. One is finding time to work the coaching business, which we are going to actually do training on our team page next week. One is working a power hour, and that's also on our Coach Basics videos. What to do when your warm market decreases or runs out. Where do new people come from? That's usually a concern of new coaches. Fear of price can sometimes be a concern, a lack of confidence, fear of judgment. What are people going to think of me? And then the last one is kind of not knowing how to move from learning to doing. And so one way that our team has combated that is by putting the free group into place. And that has really allowed coaches. I had one coach even tell me, who's been a coach for at least over a year, tell me once she took people through the free group, I finally feel like a coach. I'm like, yes, that is such an amazing thing, because all you have to do is invite people to something free and then you get to help them. And that's what coaching is all about. And so that really has helped our coaches move from the learning phase to the doing phase in a very seamless way. So we've got, gosh, only 10 more minutes to talk tonight. To address what's been talked about on the Coach Basics page so far. And this is where you guys may want to unmute. From memory, most everybody joined the company for about the same reason. It usually has to do with the discount. That was me too. the reasons why we usually become a coach and the reasons why we stay a coach a lot of times evolve and change, because once you have the discount, then you sort of have your own costs covered. Typically, to give you an idea, it takes about 4 customers on Shakeology Home Direct to have all of your costs covered. So that's a very, very good first goal for you for this month, is to just get your own costs covered, you know, and that way you're adding value. You are helping 4 people change their lives. Even if there's only 3 people, let's see, that would be about $90 that you've earned toward your own Shakeology costs. That's pretty substantial. So it's really not going to end up costing you hardly anything. But let's say you help 4 or 5, then you're covered, man. And then of course they're going to continue on Shakeology next month, and you don't have to resell them on anything. They've already decided to purchase it. So then that's going to be residual income that's going to come to you next month and the month after and the month after, and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds, okay? So we have this goal of helping three plus people each month. And especially for you as new coaches, to make this something tangible, allow yourself to get your own costs covered. If you don't do anything else with this business, by all means, hit Success Club this month, get access to those $1,000 worth of videos, and then help 3 people change their lives with a challenge pack. And we will coach them through that. And that way it completely takes the stress off of you. Your business is in the green. This is not a business about taking out a loan to buy an inventory or putting an inventory on a credit card and having debt. This business, every year at Summit, which I also want to mention to you, we give away rewards for people who have become debt-free. So this is a business that is built on a lot of integrity and really honors paying down debt and not going into debt for a business, okay? So with that sort of addresses the first part. Just about all of us were brought in or enticed or excited about the discount, okay? And some of you want to work the business a lot. Some of you simply want the discount and are willing to see where else it can take you, and that's fine, and that may change along time too. It certainly did for me. I started not wanting anything to do with the business opportunity because I had been burned by other business opportunities, at-home businesses. And so I had a really bad taste in my mouth. And fortunately, I was able to get myself to live events and got myself to Summit. And the more that I'm around people at corporate and the leadership, I understand that this is a different beast. It's a whole different ball game compared to some other companies that are out there. So really quick before I move on to number 2, Summit is our national annual, well, I guess it would sort of be international since it includes Canada now too. Each year, and this year it's going to be in July. You guys, as brand new coaches, all have the opportunity to actually, you can still attend from what I understand, and we can get you there. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee in July. There will be approximately 25,000 coaches there, and there will be training. There will be workouts with the celebrity trainers. The best time you'll ever have in your entire life. Super, super fun. And it's amazing to really connect with people and leaders that you quickly discover they're just normal people. Like me, I found out yesterday that only 199 people out of 236,000 coaches hit elite this year. 199 out of 236,000. And I was one of them. Look at me. I'm in my tank top and my bra and I'm sitting in my home. Like, there is nothing that special about me. If I can do this, and my desk is a mess, anybody can do this. You know, I've got 4 kids. I'm homeschooling. I've had 3 surgeries this year, and I've moved the family across the country. If I can do this, anybody can do this business. So being able to put yourself in circles where you're seeing other successful coaches and that they are just real people doing the 3 vital behaviors is really exciting, because it opens up doors that you're like, oh yeah, I can actually do this. So that's valuable for Summit. Now to move on to question number 2. Question number 2 was more about sort of what fears and hesitations there were among you right now. And there were a couple, but the main commonality was, help me out.
Fear of failure.
That's right. That's right. And I almost posted on there a link to a book, but I hesitated.
Do it anyway?
What'd you say?
Feel the fear, do it anyway?
No, I mean, yes, I agree with that statement, but there usually what I do is I have my coaches read a book called Go Pro. That is actually available on YouTube. You can get the entire audio of Go Pro. It's by Eric Worre, E-R-I-C. Worre is W-O-R-R-E. Eric Worre, Go Pro. And the whole book is about 2 hours long, so it's a really quick listen, if you will. And that is absolutely worth every single person's time to listen to that. So that's normally the personal development that I have my new coaches going through each day. You want to spend about 10 minutes or more on personal development. Typically, the brand new coaches, that's what I have you focus on. But considering that there was a common fear of failure, told me a couple of things. One is that you guys are really good people, and you're really caring people, and you don't want to let anybody down. And so that's exciting because you have the right heart for this business. The second thing that tells me is that we have to add a bunch of personal development to insulate you from people telling you no. Because no does not mean no forever. It doesn't mean that they hate you. It means that they're not ready, or they don't understand enough yet. They don't know enough about what it is that you're doing. I told my coach, Geraldine, she gave me I think it was a DVD to watch initially, and I'm a pretty on top of it type person. But she literally had to ask me like 3 or 4 times, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet? I'm like, no. She had actually even invited me to a challenge group 2 years before I saw her again and started trying Shakeology. And I didn't even open her email. And now I'm thinking, man, where would I have been if I'd been coaching for 2 whole years more, you know? But I wasn't ready. And I told her no by not even responding, which is very embarrassing, you know, because you'll talk to people and then, or message them on Facebook, and you can see that they've seen your message, but they don't respond. And you feel like they hate you. But I didn't hate her. I just deleted the email because I saw the subject and I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. Delete. I didn't mean anything bad about it. And that's how you've got to know as a new coach, as a seasoned coach, you sometimes even forget. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with whether they're ready to hear what you have to say and ready to make changes in their own lives. So literally 3 years now after I started coaching, I have people coming back to me now that I invited 3 years ago who are just now ready and saying, you know what, I think I'm ready to do this challenge thing that you've been talking about. Like, yeah, you could have done it 3 years ago, but they weren't ready. You know, they weren't ready a month ago. They're ready now. So make sure that you insulate yourself with personal development. The book that I would like to recommend to each one of you is called Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. And I don't know if most of the books that I read now, I try to also get on Audible. For me, my lifestyle, it's a lot easier to listen to books than it is to sit down and read the pages. Audible.com is invaluable to me. You pay $15 a month, I believe. Depending on which books you're buying, that it usually ends up being about even. You know, if you're going to buy a $25 book one month and then a $10 book the next month, it ends up being, you know, a pretty decent price for a monthly. And then they usually have, well, they always have your first month free. So you can go on there and find a personal development book that has to do with failing and failing forward, ideally. But the other one that I would suggest to any of you who have this fear of failure or letting people down is called Go for No. Go for No. I don't remember who the author is, but that is a really good one, and it really goes into why it's good to seek out no's. There's nothing wrong with it. And the more that you can actually get yourself excited about hearing no's, the better off you're going to be. So let's really, 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 really focus on personal development. The more that you can get in each and every day, the better off you're going to be, the more confident you're going to be, which means the more you're going to talk to people, which means the more success in this business that you're going to have. It means the more people that you're going to be able to help. It means that you're also going to feel better about yourself on the inside, which is why we're here. Okay?
What noises are you making, silly girl?
With that, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's it. And then what we will do is I will post tomorrow morning sort of our next steps and follow-up questions, because some of this tonight may have brought up other questions, but I don't want to keep you any longer, and we're at a half an hour. So thank you, ladies.
So what's the author again for the Failing Forward?
John C. Maxwell. Honestly, anything by John C. Maxwell is amazing. He is just incredible. But that one specifically, really, when I saw you guys posting about that, I was like, okay, these people need to read Failing Forward. That's actually the book that I have my Emeralds read. But that's going to be, you're going to be ahead of the game, because like I said, you guys are an amazing group. It's not a shock to me at all. So let's get on that. If you can order that from Amazon as soon as possible, or like I said, I don't know if it's on Audible or not, but if it is, feel free to get it there. You don't need to have it hard copy and audibly as well. So, all right, girls, have a good night.
You too.